Khazanah Nasional posted its first loss in over a decade, as impairments more than tripled to 7.3 billion ringgit during the year 2018. The Sovereign Wealth Fund reported a pre-tax loss of 6.3 billion ringgit last year, compared with a pre-tax profit of 2.9 billion in the preceding year. Half of the impairments were due to Malaysia Airlines. Meanwhile, dividends from investments fell by nearly 10% to 2.8 billion ringgit, while divestment gains were halved to 1.4 billion. It declared a dividend of 1.5 billion ringgit for 2018. Khazanah MD Datuk Shahril Ritza Rizwan says the fund should return to profit this year after last year's cleanup, and that there shouldn't be any more large impairments going forward. When asked to confirm if Khazanah was indeed weighing a sale of Legoland Malaysia Resort, Shahril says the fund has yet to receive any offers and that it has not been in talks with any potential buyers. Bloomberg reports that Khazanah is considering letting go of the theme park, which its sources say could be valued at around 1 billion ringgit, including debt. Bank Negara Malaysia is maintaining the overnight policy rate at 3.25% on the back of expectations that the economy will remain on a steady growth path this year despite some downside risks. The central bank sees economic growth in 2019 being sustained with continued support from private sector spending. Meanwhile, inflation is seen staying low in the immediate term. This is mainly due to policy measures, including the lower ceiling on retail fuel prices till mid-2019 and the impact of the changes in consumption tax policy. For 2019 as a whole, BNM says average headline inflation should be broadly stable compared with 2018, with a trajectory to remain dependent on global oil prices. The Malaysian Aviation Commission says it is unaware of any plans to disband. Executive Chairman Dr. Nungsari Ahmad Radi says there has been no indication from the Ministry of Transport about breaking up the civil aviation body. To recap, last week a local paper reported that the MOT was evaluating a proposal to disband Mavcom and return its function to the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. Nungsari says in response that the government does not conduct policies by throwing rumours in the market. Meanwhile, Mavcom also says that it will not intervene in the ongoing dispute between MHB and AirAsia. Nungsari says on Mavcom's part, it has been transparent about the implementation of the PSC and thus is not a part of the dispute. Financially troubled Brahim's Holdings aims to avoid the risk of being delisted by exiting its Practice Note 17 status as soon as possible. Executive Chairman Datuk Sri Ibrahim Ahmad says Brahim's will enter into strategic talks with partners to review its capital and business structure in order to comply with the listing requirements as soon as practicable. However, he declined to disclose the progress and details of these discussions. The company will also push key initiatives to drive operational improvement and productivity enhancements following a board and management's review to rejuvenate its consolidated financials. In the meantime, Ibrahim says it's business as usual for Brahim's. The catering services company lapsed into PN17 status last week. It aims to formulate and submit a regularization plan within the next 3 months. UEM Edgenta expects to grow revenue and profit in FY19 as it anticipates growth in all its business segments. UEM Edgenta is a facilities management specialist whose main segments are healthcare, infrastructure and real estate. CEO Dato' Azmi American says the group expects its strongest growth engine to be its healthcare segment despite rising competition, followed by infrastructure. He says that last year, profit outstripped growth in the top line, and for FY19, UEM Edgenta is expected to grow both. In FY18, the company's net profit from continuing operations rose 19% to 148.24 million ringgit, while revenue grew 3% to 2.18 billion. The group declared total dividend of 14 cents per share for FY18, and the payout is expected to be maintained this fiscal year.